HBO promised a faithful return to the page.
But casting Essiedu as Snape sparks outrage.
Fans feel betrayed. The accuracy's gone.
A choice like this shows they never belonged.
Before we get into today's video, please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons because YouTube seems to hate our channel.
So offer up your subscriptions to break the algorithm curse.
And now, on to the video. So let's give some context here so we know what happened is, long story short, they've announced, and I want to make this very clear, this is still not 100% confirmed, apparently. Don't know why you would announce it, but it seems like it's a done deal, but it hasn't been entirely confirmed, that they're going to have Paapa Essiedu, I believe is his name, or Essiedu, I believe, as Snape in the Harry Potter HBO TV series that we didn't really need, but this automatically turned me off because
they specifically said that for this series, they were going to stick to the source material, and I'm pretty sure that is why J.K. Rowling agreed to be an executive producer, because they were going to stick with the source material, and so that she could make sure that they stuck with the source material. Therefore, by casting this man, while he's a great actor, as Severus Snape, it changes the character of Snape completely from what he's supposed to be.
I agree, which is why I made a post about it on Twitter. Now, I tend to have pretty, I would say, mild takes on things usually. I don't get very angry or whatever. So here's what I said. I'm going to read it for everybody.
Yeah, you usually just say it like it is.
It was a post about saying, Paapa Essiedu has been cast as Severus Snape in the HBO Harry Potter series. So I quote tweeted and said the following, and just like that, my interest in the show is gone. If you're going to make a Harry Potter TV series, which honestly wasn't necessary in the first place, the only way you convince me to watch is by adding elements that the movies couldn't fit. But if you're drastically changing characters, I can't trust anything about this show anymore. Hard pass.
And that's a perfectly reasonable take. People went ballistic, as usual.
So I was basically saying that the one and only reason that I was going to ever give this show a chance was because they were going to be adding more to it. For example, like Peeves, which J.K. Rowling mentioned they were going to specifically include. When they did something like this, to me, that tells me, hey, we're going to be sticking to the lore and making sure the books, oh, by the way, we're going to make major changes to characters right off the bat before you see anything. And for me, that's basically like saying, okay, well, we're not actually going to respect the lore and not actually going to respect the canon of the books. And therefore, again, the one thing that kept me interested no longer does.
So basically, he said so.
Now, we have a choice selection of some of the comments of people, most people, the majority of people, I would say, agreed with me and understood where I was coming from. But of course, when you dare to say this on Twitter, you get a bunch of these people getting really angry. So what we're going to do is this. My lovely wife, Raven, is going to read these comments, and I am going to respond to them in real time.
Brian Maldonado. LOL. They added elements of black and you're immediately turned off, LOL. You might need some psychological help if you're getting worked up about fictional characters.
I think it's very racist of you to say they added elements of black. What black elements are you referring to? Did you just objectify a black person's skin? Is that the black element you're referring to? How racist of you.
Oh dear. Troy Taylor says, this makes me very happy. Hopefully you leave the fandom as well. Go over to Star Wars.
I would go to Star Wars, but let's be honest, the Star Wars fandom isn't in any better of a place. Let's be honest.
True.
So no thanks. Thanks for the suggestion, but no thanks.
Bluzon Okiji. How Kiji? Shut the F up and don't watch it then. Ev, you're racist think pieces. You're mad because the actor is black, because you don't want a black man playing the role. That's fine. Own your racism and shut the F up trying to disguise it as frustration with deviation from source.
I mean, that's exactly what it was, and I'm not going to own something that doesn't belong to me. But it seems you're very angry about it. So the question I would have for you is this. When my post does not even mention his skin color, why was that the first thing you jumped to? And then you recognized that that wasn't what I was referring to, but implied that I was disguising it that way. So you read my post, decided to make it about something that it was never about, but then also acknowledged that you understood the original point of my post, but it must have been what you decided. So you created a false narrative and responded to the false narrative.
Nasambly says,
Anyone who has an issue with someone's skin color, regardless of the reason, is racist. F off.
Okay, so doctors who have a problem with children who are born with jaundice, which means their skin is yellow, according to your logic, would then mean that they're racist towards babies, correct?
these people are weird. Zion Riser says, y'all are just some racist B-words, LMAO. The OG book says nothing about his race, LMAO. It literally just says he has sickly pale skin, which doesn't mean he's white, LMAO.
I don't know if for you, honey, I've never seen a pale, sickly skinned black person.
I have, but they're albinos.
Yes, so unless Snape is an albino, he wasn't black. The book specifically also referenced his skin being pale and milky white at a certain point. So clearly, you haven't read the books.
S. Changing details that actually affect the story is one thing. But this, explain to me how the effects or changes the story in any way. You can't.
But I can, because let's take one example here, shall we?
Yes.
Lily. Snape has a relationship with Lily as a young boy and ends up loving her and ends up being bullied by James Potter, Harry's father, because of his infatuation with Lily, and he ends up calling her a mudblood and blah, 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 blah. But he gets bullied by James Potter. So tell me, now it is a white boy bullying a black child for being in love with a white woman. So now it's racism. That fundamentally changes the entire relationship going on there. Wow, I just pointed out a gigantic glaring plot hole that completely destroys the dynamic between Snape, Lily, and James and completely changes everything about the story. And all it took was changing the skin color. Congratulations.
Well done, dear. Yo-Yo Ma, how dare you use that musician's name?
Take off the clan robe, brother.
I wasn't wearing one, but it seems like you are in that profile picture, perhaps.
Oof. Actually, that's a football uniform, but whatever.
I said I'm not going to watch a TV show, so I'm clearly wearing a clan robe and hate black people. You guys are on the internet way too much.
Clearly. RMJH96.
You'll be watching, Pookie.
What is?
My name's not Pookie, and no, I won't be because I don't have HBO Max. Thank you very much.
What does that word even mean?
I have no idea.
I don't want to know. Lord Treva of Kerry.
I don't watch the show because Snape is black. A lot less words than what you really meant to say.
You're correct. Factually, I won't watch the show because Snape is black. If that was what I said, would factually be less words than what I wrote. However, it would be factually incorrect because that is not what was meant by the statement which I wrote. Henceforth, why I did not use it. But yes, factually, you are correct. Those are less words. Is it easier for you to read? I'm not going to make it shorter just for you.
Ha. KP. These people have nothing better to do in life than to be angry over casting choices in Harry Potter. Grow the F up.
These people have nothing better to do than to get mad at me over me being upset about a casting choice in Harry Potter. They should grow the F up too.
And finally, Mari Cookie.
Mind you, this is about a black guy playing a fictional character.
If it's a fictional character, then I have a question for you. Why does my opinion on a fictional character matter so much to you if that's the case? I can throw it back at you. You're saying that I'm upset that I shouldn't be getting mad because it's a fictional character. So I'm asking, why is it a problem if I have a different opinion on a fictional character then?
It is a good question.
He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. So my opinion shouldn't bother you so much. It clearly does. Didn't think that one through, did you?
Of course, because they didn't think.
advice obscure. Here's your dark solace with humor as a cure.